All right, so it's like 2:30 here in Birmingham, UK, and I'm packing because tomorrow I go pick up a van for a few-day road trip around the UK. So I'm in a different country, completely alone. I'm just gonna drive around on the wrong side of the road.
You're going the wrong way, man! You're going the wrong way!
We'll see how that goes. I guess you're coming with me. Hi, my name is Brannden. I've been a photographer for as long as I can remember. And for the past 10 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to take photos for live events all around the world. And now, I've decided to put my travels and my work on display for the world to see. I hope you'll come along with me and experience this chaotic, once-in-a-lifetime journey. This is I'm not sure who let me go out unsupervised and travel the world alone, but I was really underprepared for this. 4 days driving around the UK with nothing but my suitcase that I had brought on my previous gig, no pillows, no plan, and I think sometimes that's where the best stories start, being completely unready.
So we are officially at the train station. I've got a 12:34 train to Birmingham New Street, and then after that we are headed to, I don't know. We're seeing what's gonna happen.
In my head, the plan was simple. Get from my hotel to Birmingham to Evesham, and pick up my rental car. Once I got my rental car, I'd find some local things to do and then take a 3.5-hour drive to Exmoor National Park, where I'd find my campsite. As I stepped off the platform for my first connection, I was immediately overwhelmed. I wasn't really sure where to go and just followed the crowd of people. Eventually, I did figure it out just in the nick of time.
Like 2 minutes to catch my train.
I made my connection and I got on the train, sat in front of this gentleman with a bike, and we got to talking, and he used to be an art teacher and a rugby player. His name was Malcolm, and we just sat and talked for like 30 minutes about art and movies and film and football, and it was just a great time. So now we're just gonna enjoy the rest of the train ride. I've got 2 more stops, then I have to make another change to a GWR train, and then we'll be heading to Evesham.
We are now approaching Hartlebury. Please mind the gap when leaving the train.
So I missed my train. I missed my connecting train from Worcester to Evesham, and so now I have to wait another hour until the next train. So we're just checking it out, we're seeing the sights, we're doing the damn thing. It's already been pretty crazy, so I'm excited to see where this week takes me.
If I've learned anything over the past 10 years of travel, it's that you've got to be prepared for anything and be able to switch up your plan on the fly. You won't get very far without being able to do that, which is why for this week, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but not necessarily a solid plan in place. Sometimes you just have to roll with the punches.
Pretty amazing experience to be here so far. Even just getting on the trains and doing public transit has been like really intimidating. I'm from America, but it's a lot of fun.
After waiting about an hour and a half, it was finally time to board the next train.
So, sad day. I lost an AirPod, so we're down to 1. I got a muffin from a little cafe at the station, and forgot to grab it off the counter.
I'm fine! Totally fine!
Well, part of this trip was learning how to let go of things outside of my control, and that was definitely a great start. And I'm sure there was absolutely nothing else that could go wrong.
Well, that's subtle.
After finally arriving at Evesham Station, the only thing left to do was meet up with Ella, the woman I rented a van from through GoBooney.com.
I just gotta get my ride, and then there's another 4-hour drive after that, so let's go.
All right, so we just made it to the van, and you guys want to see it?
Here's your ice books.
Perfect.
And then other than that, you're basically good to go.
All right, we made it into the car. Now we gotta figure out where the fuck we're going and what we're doing. So, it's 3 hours to my campsite, and it's a 15-minute drive to Broadway Tower, so I think I'm gonna do that first, and then we'll figure it out. Let's go. This is really nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. All right, first right-hand turn, which means we're going into the left lane. Finally got it to a place where it feels comfortable. Whew!
Well, I think I got the hang of it now.
It is crazy driving here.
Now, I know what you're thinking. These roads are so small, and that van is so large. And you would be right. It was so nerve-wracking driving around these tiny roads, but I ended up making it to Broadway Tower.
All right, we made it to the first destination. We'll see what it's like. I've got the key.
After traveling all day, I finally arrived at Broadway Tower. Now, I didn't have too much time because they closed 15 minutes after I got there, but I made the best of it.
Never did I think that I'd be in a place like this.
Off in the distance, I could see Broadway Tower, but I knew I probably wasn't going to make it all the way up there by the time I had to get back and the doors closed. So I ended up taking some photos and then walking back. They closed at 5, and I got here 4:45, so I decided to just go take some photos. I mean, that's pretty much what the point of this trip was, to just get some really cool photos. It's okay that I didn't actually get to go up in it or anything. I know that there are spectacular views, but just being here is enough, honestly. There's rolling hills, there's a castle in the middle of a field, which looks really cool. I'm really stoked to see the rest of what this country has to offer.
All right, I'm not panicking at all. I definitely lost my rental key. It was in my pocket, and I'm only slightly stressed about it.
I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Update, I found my keys. Luckily, there was this family from Boston sitting there, and yeah, they had just closed the doors to the park, and I was just like, shit, where's my keys? And he goes, oh, I think I see him. And he grabbed them, and I've got my keys, and we get to see this amazing view. And I'm really stoked that I got to see it, but we got the key. Let's do this. 3 hours to go.
After a mild freakout and one amazing family, I was back on the road. I had 3 hours until I reached my final destination for the evening. I was headed to South Dean Camping in Exmoor National Park. I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but I was excited to get there.
And I can't wait to get to the campsite. Once I get there, it's just gonna be smooth sailing, and I'm stoked for that. So here's to what's to come.
At this point, my brain was totally shutting down. I had been traveling since 10, I went to bed at 3 a.m., and I had just gotten off a 4-day show. It was pretty intense, but then I would come across moments like these. I'd find things that would spark creativity and joy, and I would be full of energy. And then I finally arrived at my campsite. The second I saw this place, I knew my journey was worth it. I had seen photos through Hip Camp, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that this is where I'd be camping.
Here's the campsite.
Wow.
That's my view. All right, so I made it. My GoPro ran out of batteries, so I figured it out. We got to the campsite. It was a really small 1-lane road. It was a crazy drive here, but here is my view from the front. There's my view from the back. Can't be mad at that at all. I'm super excited about this camping trip. I got everything popped open already. Now we're just gonna chill out. been a rather long day. We made it here, and when I tell you it's one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen, I can't even explain it. This trip's been exhausting, but I'm definitely happy I did it. Have you ever fallen into bed just completely and utterly exhausted and thought to yourself, what a day well spent? That was this feeling. All the hardship, all the craziness of trying to get here, and I finally arrived at the destination, and it was more than I could have ever imagined. After all the uncertainty, this was the stillness I didn't know I needed. Sitting here on the UK coastline, watching the sunset roll in, I couldn't help but just feel an immense sense of gratitude for my day. Being able to be out here by myself and take stock of what I want to do and who I want to be is really refreshing. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to hit the hay, honestly. I'm gonna probably edit some photos and then we're gonna go to sleep. This is what I woke up to. It's 8:30. Last night was cold, dude. Last night was like 50 degrees and I didn't have a blanket. Like all I had was a little travel blanket that you get on like an airplane, you know what I'm talking about? Luckily, I had a bunch of coats with me, so I used the travel blanket and like 3 coats to just covered myself. I didn't sleep great, but I could have used a couple more hours. Stay tuned. I'm so tired. Let's get to it. These were my blankets last night. And this was my pillow. This stuffed into this. Sometimes you gotta make do. It's not the first time I've slept on a coat. That won't be the last, probably. Taking my shirt off, you can't see that. It's breakfast time. Just gonna measure with our heart. That feels like enough. We'll add more if we need to. Now, the secret to instant coffee, though, is you've got to bloom it just like regular coffee with cold water because it can burn. So that's what I'm doing.
I told you from the start, I wasn't necessarily prepared to go on this trip.
Cheers.
And this is just one of those many instances. I had no utensils, I had no cups.
That'll do.
But we made do, and that's what matters. My one saving grace in all of this was that I had a Swiss Army knife that I typically throw in my bag for any show that I go on. I was still pretty tired at this point, so I sat, ate my eggs in peace, overlooking this beautiful view, and then it was time to clean up and get on to the next part of our day.
All right. Let's do this. Still just as pretty in the morning, but now we're gonna walk over to the bathrooms and I'm gonna take you with me.
So I booked this site through Hip Camp. The name of it is South Dean Camping, and they had plenty of amenities. They had warm showers, bathrooms, fresh drinking water, basically any of the amenities you could ever want. They even had...
Come here. Come here. Come let me pet you.
Get the fuck out of here.
After being completely rejected, I decided to take the hint and take a hike. Literally. Now, the trail I'm walking on is called the Southwest Coast Path. It's England's largest waymarked footpath and a national trail. This path stretches for 630 miles along the coast. The trail stretches from Minehead in Somerset all the way along the coast to Poole Harbor in Dorset.
So this is where I was camping, right down there. This is the cliffside next to it.
I noticed that it was about 12:30 and I had walked about half a mile down the trail. I had about 4.5 hours to my next campsite and I had planned on taking a pit stop at Stonehenge. Despite the time crunch I was under, I wanted to just sit down somewhere and enjoy the moment because life moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop to look around every once in a while, you might miss it.
I'm still kind of in awe of this place. Been here for a day. I can't help but be grateful for these experiences and the life that I was given. And so like being here is just a reminder of how big and amazing the world truly is.
After a rather productive morning of coffee, eggs, and a brisk hike, it was finally time to get on with the day. After I left South Dean camping, I was headed to Stonehenge, which was about 2.5 hours away. Once I finished up at Stonehenge, I was headed to Sweet Hill Wild Farm camping down in Portland, UK.
These roads are so fucking tight.
As the days went on, I definitely got better at driving, but the anxiety of driving so close to these cars next to me never let up. Most of the roads were just like this the entire way until I got on the freeways.
People be driving crazy here, honestly. Minutes to go.
I like to stop on the side of the road sometimes and just check out cool places. And it might add a little bit of time to my day, but it's always totally worth it. I'm running a little late and I needed to get into Stonehenge and get on my way.
All right, we officially made it to Stonehenge, and I don't know if I can take these cameras in, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm stoked. It's a huge parking lot.
It was a little bit busy, but it was totally worth the experience just to be near one of the great wonders of the world.
What a cool experience. So into the visitor center, you take a bus to Stonehenge, you walk around it. It takes 30 minutes, but these stones are massive. And they've been there since 3000 BC. That was a really cool experience, and that's all I can say about that. I've got a 2-hour drive to basically Dorset. And I gotta get on the road. I have a flat white here, and I bought a snack in the gift shop. So I have dinner tonight, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you on the road. My takeaway, honestly, the states need more roundabouts. Less stoplights, more roundabouts. All right, so we just made it to Sweet Hill Farm Wild Camping. I had to check because I don't remember the name. I've just been on the seat of the cuff. Whatever that saying is, I'm exhausted. I've driven almost 5 hours today. It's been a long day, but it's been totally worth it. This scenery is amazing here. So I'm gonna take a little walk to see what's out there. I truly just, I can't find the words for this sunset.
With a little bit of melancholy and a lot of excitement, I finally arrived at the last campsite of the tour. The wind was whipping through the grass, the sun was golden and shining, and the scenery was absolutely breathtaking. I was learning this trip that it's not always about the destination, but it's about the journey along the way. You don't always need a plan. You just need to pick a direction and head that way. And maybe that's the whole point. Life doesn't always go as planned, but when it does, when you get to the place, when you reach the destination, it's always more incredible than you could ever imagine.
So while I was driving back from Sweet Hill Camping, there's this little beach area, so I decided to...
Today, Junior?
do that. I'm just gonna take a quick walk, and then we're gonna hop back on the road. It's been a walk. Hopefully the view's worth it. Yeah, and now we're done. I just wanted to see what was on top of this big hill, and we saw it. So, let's take some photos.
So the route I was going to be taking was from Portland to Bath. I wanted to stop at the Bath Overlook, get some photos, and then head to Evesham to drop the rental car, get on a train, and then head directly to London Paddington. I would then take an Uber from London Paddington to the Moxie Hotel near London Heathrow, where I was staying for the night. Throughout my journey, I typically tried to avoid any sort of city, and this is a good reason why. All the roads through these cities were tiny 2-lane roads, and it was hard to navigate literally anywhere without hitting somebody. Luckily, I made it to my destination without any casualties.
All right, so I couldn't make it in the park with the van, so it was about a 3-minute walk to the Overlook. And from here, it already looks pretty tight. Tight.
Tight like a tiger.
Oh my God. There's no way in hell I'm driving through this city. I'm already stressed enough as it is on the roads, but this Overlook's about to be magic, just like everything else. So, it's a little too crazy to drive down into Bath. And I gotta get this rental car back if I wanna get to London tonight. I think I'm just gonna drive directly to Evesham, which is another 2 hours. I'm exhausted, so I just wanna get done with the drive so I can just relax and take trains everywhere. Driving through the city is a nightmare.
it to the train, and, you know, I'm broke, I'm tired, but I wouldn't change this experience for the world. But we'll get there. That's all I'm worried about is getting there. Anyway, here's a nice train shot for you. So we made it to London Paddington Station, and I'm going to use my phone here because I don't really feel like using my GoPro. It's more hassle than it's worth. And now I've got to make it over to London Heathrow. It's way less busy everywhere else I've been, and now it's just so many people, and it's kind of overwhelming. I'm trying to figure out where the hell to go. All right, I'll keep you posted. It's much rainier here than everywhere else I've been. Buses everywhere. I'm waiting on a Bolt, because Bolt is the thing in London, not necessarily Uber here. It's cheaper with Bolt, so just waiting on that. Hotel. We are freshly showered. Tomorrow I'm hitting London possibly, but I think I'm just gonna go to sleep tonight, wake up and do my thing. But this 3 days has been very exhausting, very long, but so good. That's it for me. Signing off one last time. This has been fun. Should do it again sometime. So here's the short version. I took a 4-day trip across the UK with no plan, barely any supplies, and way too much faith in my ability to figure things out.
All right, I'm not panicking at all.
This was my pillow.
It was chaotic, exhausting, and honestly, it was kind of perfect. Because somewhere between the misconnections,
So I missed my train.
and standing in front of some of the most incredible views of my life,
I can't find the words for this sunset.
I realized something. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You just need to start.
First right-hand turn, which means we're going into the left lane.
This trip wasn't about seeing everything. It was about feeling something. And what I felt most of all was gratitude. Gratitude for the struggle,
I just want to get done with the drive.
the silence, and little moments that pulled me back into the present when I was rushing to what's next. Let go of the need for control and trust the mess. That's where the magic happens. Because the truth is, life doesn't wait for you to be ready. So what did I take away from this trip? That discomfort is a teacher, that uncertainty is where growth begins, and that sometimes the best journey is the one where you trade perfection for presence. This all to say, go anyway.